Hey, welcome back to Single Car Garage. What's going on today? I really don't know, but just wanted to show you the 82 Blackie. I bought this car in 84 and drove it to somewhere around 2000. In 2005 was probably the last time it was on the road. It's crossfire injected. Now I've got a new motor in here, but I've been having valve adjustment problems with it and I can't get it to run right. So I'm gonna try a couple of things on it. Like I said, the old car is set for, soon be 20 years. But hey, stay tuned. Maybe we can get it running. Maybe we can get it on the road again and enjoy it. My favorite car out of everything I own. Yeah, that old black 82. I got it. And man, I mean, it had the louvers that flip up on the hood for the crossfire injection. And as my best friend used to tell me, when you seen the louvers jump up, something bad about it to happen. So that car has actually done more miles and circles probably. I love drifting. I started drifting in the 80s when I bought that car, because first positive rear end car I'd ever had. And it would just drift on a dime. I mean, even though it had a 305 in it, when you drop that friggin' throttle, you could whip it around in a heartbeat. And I've spent hours doing donuts in that thing. So it took, me through the 80s. I had my daughters. It transported my daughters back and forth to South Carolina and North Carolina, I guess. I don't remember all where we lived. And then in a short bit in 90, I don't know, in the 90s I went to New Jersey. And it stayed in Kentucky. I stayed with my best friend, actually. And got it back, moved back into the regular part of the United States, moved out of New Jersey and back over in 99 or so. And I did drive it a little bit up, like I said, up to about 2005, we went on a hot rod power tour with it. And it did great, and it's wore out. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not. I did keep it maintained, but it's wore out. So if I can get it running pretty decent, the Crossfires have a reputation of being sluggish. They choke out. Now, my Corvette don't have no problems, and I never had any problems with it up until right at the end. I think the map sensor, changing it, I'm going to change out all the sensors for the Crossfire, and then I'm going to go from there and see if I can get it running. If I can't, the Crossfire unit's brand new. I had it rebuilt. And we'll see from there. So, but hey, anyway, today, 1964 four-wheel drive with a dent in the front fender. It's, dent's been there for 3 or 4 years. I'm going to fix it. Let's go. The first thing we're going to do, as you can tell, I've DA'd all the area down. Right here, we've got a very small dent that I can't get to from behind, so we're going to pull it real quick. Okay, we've got this area cleaned up real good. Right there's the center of my dent. Here's my stud gun, the MPS. It's great. You can spot weld with it. I basically use it for dent pulling. machine. It's falling apart. It's been a while since I used it. So you found the low spot, which is right there. That welds a little stud, and you've got your puller. You'll put over the stud. You want to do light taps. Don't do anything big, or you'll come out over the dent. So, light taps. And you can kind of, if you need to go one way or the other, you can position it this way, and it'll kind of pull it that way. Position it back this way, you can kind of pull it, and it'll pull. If you're trying to pull back in here a little bit, it'll work that way. So let's cut that off and we'll grind it down. I like to cut this off before I grind it, and make sure you throw it away. I hear it's a flat tar magnet. That's what I hear. Grind that little head off. It's hot, by the way. I don't know what would make me think that. I've been welding on it and grinding on it. What makes you think it would be hot? Got another spot I want to pull right there. Now I'll tell you what you can do if you have a tough time knowing where those are. You can take need to plug it up, don't it? You can take a Sharpie and put a dot where the low part is. I'm pretty good at right there is where I want to pull. I think that will have it. Go on. And you can see after grinding it, most all the dent's gone. So we're going to put a little filler up here in this area. And let's just grind all this black off. Now, I want to put some black rust preventer on here. I think it helps. It's my thing. You don't have to do it. Right here you go. I'll tell you, this little thing's handy. The other thing you can do is, you know your little tabs? I don't know if you can see those. But those are little tabs that you use to hold on some chrome and hold the little plastic clips that holds chrome on around a lot of the 70s cars. And you can put them on with that also. There's the head you use to put that on. You just load that down in there and then bam, put it on there. So that's what you can do with that. You can pull dents, you can weld those little tabs on, and you can spot weld panels back on that do a pretty good job. Looks pretty good. So there you are. Oh, and you can point it to yourself, grind it out, and pull that trigger, and it'll tell you if you're a stud or not. Don't do that. Hey, we're out in the open. I just want to give this a quick shot. That's what I used it for years, and I will tell you, I've not had any problems with any rust below the paint since I started doing this. Now you can spray POR on. I'll tell you something else which is good. It's a good glide coat. There we go. All done. And we'll let that dry 2 hours before we put any, I need to put a real light, slim coating of Bondo, because I got a couple of ripples there and I'm not going to take time to beat them out. It's a farm truck. Check this out. My old Costco chair. It was my mom's. It was her 70s purchase when she was being all hip in the 70s. And it looks like we've lost a couple of screws. Yeah, I grew up in Kentucky. Very rural part of Kentucky outside of Lexington. Mostly farmers. Mostly tobacco farmers and some cattle farming. And that's what we did. And we did some custom work. There, I need to get me another screw. And one of my little plastic things broke the other day too. Door savers or whatever. So anyway, I love having it. I had this thing when I was a kid, and I just love having it. Had two of them. One of them, the back broke, and I think my mom threw it away. There wasn't no reason to save it. So got this one. I need to get this one recovered, but I love it in the shop, just sitting and talking, and I want to take care of it. It means a lot to me. It's from my childhood. So anyway, working on that 64 today. That dent, I think I said, put in there 3 or 4 years ago. A guy, she's going down the road in the left lane, and a guy in the coming on an on ramp. You came onto an on ramp, and right after you come onto the on ramp, there's another off ramp to go a different direction. And he just came across, well, he had a lawnmower trailer on the back of his truck, and I don't think he took for granted what that was going to do. She had to get over. Well, he cut across her. Then there's a guy in the proper turning lane, and he cut in front of him, and when he cut in front of him, he kind of swerved. My daughter was on the white line already, and they hit. So I put a dent in, I think it was a RAV4 Nothing serious. As a matter of fact, I don't think they ever fixed it. And then they put this dent in this truck, and that was basically what it did. And I ground it down, knocked the dent out for the most part, except for that one part we had to pull today. And then it sat like that for about 3 years. So it's on my list, and by golly, I finally got to it. I'm going to fix that, and I will, over the next few weeks, try to get it in, at least get it sprayed so it'll look sort of like it belongs there. So that's a single stage paint. I've never really used it, never really blended it, but it's a farm truck. It's actually ready. You know, we did that in 17. It was my daughter's second build, and she was in college at the time. So it is put together with parts and pieces. It's not a restore, it was a revive. And she took it on a hot rod power tour in 19. The whole power tour, not one single problem, and I laughed and I made fun of her, and it's like, well, we'll pick it up. Let's put the trailer on our truck so we can come back and get it. And that fart all the way through the mountains and everything did a great job. So want to do a little bit of refreshing and some things from the build, and I'll show you this when we work on it. But like, I've got solid mounts in the cab, and we need to put some rubber mounts in it. So I need to cut those mounts down and fit it for a rubber mount. And I think that'll really make a difference in the way it feels. And a few other things, and then we need to install a new motor in it. And that's some of the things we're going to be doing over the next year and a half. So nothing huge. And I think we want to put new springs in it, and basically leave it about the same height, maybe lift it just a little bit. But it will continue to run the steel wheels and have that 1960s look. So anyway, got all that done, and I need to wait about 2 hours. That rust preventer, it says wait about 2 hours before you do anything and let it dry, and it actually adheres, you know, to the metal. And you want to make sure that's all real good before you start putting anything over it, because it'll dry slower. So what we're going to do now is go put or finish up putting the rubber mounts underneath that 68 and get that cab bolted down. So I'm going to do that, and hey, we'll finish up later on the 64. Hey, have a good day. Hey, as you can see, got it roughed down. Need to put just a little bit more filler in it, and then it needs to be sanded quite a bit more down. Get some primer on it, and then we'll wait till we get around to painting it. So it's looking pretty good. Well, as you see, got it sanded down. Pretty good shape. I actually could have come in here and did a pull here, here, and here. Right around this area right here, I've got probably 1/8 of an inch of filler. A little bit more filler than I'd like to have in there. But it's in good shape. So now is just paint it. High humidity today, so I'm not going to do that. I actually have some paint work to do next week, and I'll just work it in at the same time. That way my sprayer gets dirty once. But we're looking good. We got that dent taken care of, and I do have to fix this over the weekend because I want to spray this too and get it cleaned up, and I'll just touch that up. The old truck needs a bath and a good buffing, but I wanted to get those things fixed because I want to start driving it a lot, and those are the things that bother me. So I'm gonna get it cleaned up. Got some more work to do to it. You know, we finished this, started it in 17, finished it I think the 1st of 18. So, you know, we're 6 years old on this, and you know, some things, and I'll kind of go over what we're going to go to it. So, but that was, started that yesterday, finished this up last night, and just wanted to give you all a finishing shot at it. And black primer is all I had in the house, so that's all I used. But hey, I will show you a picture when we paint it. Thanks for visiting. Thanks for watching this small process. Have a great day, and come back and see me if you have a chance. Talk to you later.